Hey, horse friends, I'm Becca Salamone, and you're watching American Horse Talk Live. I'm so excited today to have a new friend with me on the line all the way from Williston, Florida. She is a Mustang trainer, a horse trainer. She works with all types of horses, and she is a very exciting person in our field. She's young, she's 19 years old, and she's taken the equestrian world by storm. Her name is Sam Van Fleet. Welcome to the show, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I'm glad to have you today. We weren't too sure with all the hurricane stuff going on, but
Yeah.
it worked out okay. So
Yeah,
did
luckily we didn't get hit too bad here, and I think I got about 13 horses work today already, so I'm
yeah,
pretty
that's
much
awesome.
today. The footing
Yeah,
is good. So,
that's awesome. Yeah, there's lots of people that are suffering today, so we send out our prayers to them,
yeah.
and hopefully that damage will get cleaned up sooner than later. Well, just tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what your history is with horses. I know you've probably been doing this since you're about 12 years old. Is that right?
Yeah, so I started when I was about 12 or 13, and I started by volunteering at a draft horse rescue in Massachusetts. I've only lived in Florida for about a year now, so the other 18 years of my life I've been in Massachusetts.
Okay.
And started volunteering there, and I've been through a little bit of everything. I started with like the rescues and then went into the jumper field, and then kind of from there I just started training Mustangs, and then it's been less than a year that I've been kind of like an actual trainer, and I'm at a facility like training horses for other people now.
That's awesome. So what impressed me most about you so far is that you said that you're self-made, self-taught. So
Yes.
how did you do that? I mean, you were into horses at first and then you just taught yourself how to do the training, right?
Yeah, so I've been around a lot of really fantastic horse people, but I haven't taken too many lessons. I've only had like a handful of lessons, so I haven't had like a foundation. My parents aren't horse people. I just kind of found this for myself. I went to a summer camp one year, and the group I was doing was horseback riding, and from that I just got involved in the horses, and that's when I started volunteering at the rescue. And so everything I've kind of learned has been from the horse themselves.
Yeah, definitely. So tell us about the horses that you work with. I know that you do a lot of rescuing. So
Yeah.
talk
So
about that and then you can talk about the ones that you train.
So my main rescues are my PMU foals, and those I have two right now, and they're both from Canada. So we kind of me and in 2014 I kind of worked with another lady named Barbara Graham, who's up in New England, and she does kind of like a little rescue mission trip every year to Canada, and it's a pretty long drive. I don't know how far because it's Manitoba, Canada, where we're getting these ones from. And in 2014, I helped her plan that one, and that's where I have my now 4 year old Calypso. Um, I don't know if you can hear. We're near an
Yeah,
airport, so planes going by
it's
right
okay.
now.
I can hear
Sorry
you. Go
for the
ahead.
audio, but
Hey, it's live. Anything can happen.
so that's where that mission is from. And I think we were able to rescue about 12 that year. And we work with the farmer. I'm sure the farmer doesn't want them to go to slaughter, but that sometimes it gets to that point when there's so many, the mares are being bred to have their urine made into drugs for women going through menopause. So the foals are kind of just the byproduct. So I help with rescuing those, and I'm hoping to probably next year, next fall, do another rescue mission up there, me personally, and bring them down to Florida and either find them homes or keep them for a while, train them, and then find them homes. And that's really important to me because there's a lot of like Mustangs, like I do those, and there's a lot of rescue situations out there where not many people know about PMU foals, so that's something really important to me where I like to spread awareness on that. So I like to be able to help those horses get out and get into homes. And then the Mustangs I got involved with in 2014, and I mainly just do the makeovers. I sometimes get them to tip or help people with their Mustangs, but I am currently training for my sixth makeover, and I'm hoping to be able to do all four of the makeovers next year. So that's just another important mission for me. I
That's
like to.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great that you're doing that. Well, I want to just interrupt for just a second and say, Jen Ralph says, hey, that you're doing a great job. Can you see
Thank,
that?
thank you, Jen.
And Megan Young sends a heart. So I'll show that. Do you know Megan?
Yeah. So
these are these are your
Meg,
friends?
Megan I know pretty well. So I am self-taught, but this past summer I've been lucky enough because I want to improve my knowledge and be able to just get a bunch of different techniques for different horses because I don't have a set program. I change what I do for the horse, whatever they need. So this summer I was lucky enough to be able to take I think about 3 months and travel and do internships, and I actually did one with her husband Cale Young, and that's where I
Okay.
just last was. They're in North Carolina, and I got hit by the hurricane there too.
Oh, great.
So they're following
They're
me. So
following you around.
yeah,
And someone else is saying, says Santa Abbas Anderson. Do you know that person?
yes.
Let me show that then.
Yeah.
Yes, Queen. What does that mean?
That's one of my close friends, Sana. I met her this summer too. She's awesome.
Okay. All right.
She does the
That's
hunter
great.
jumper stuff.
That's great. All right. So you said you like to talk about, the PMU Falls, and you said that you put up tables when you go to some of these challenges that you're doing demonstrations at. So
Yeah.
tell folks a little bit about that.
So when I'm able to do a demonstration anywhere, mainly not the Mustang makeovers because I like to keep the focus on the Mustang that I bring that time. But if I were to do a performance somewhere or take my horses off farm, I either talk to people because my two are very unique looking. They look almost like Gypsy Vanners, except they're drafty and they're super tall and
Yeah.
they just appear like it. Their coat color and their manes, but they aren't. They're build wise. Um, so I get a lot of questions about it. So I'm always telling people about that. I have a little pamphlet that I hand out to people too about Premarin, and pretty much everyone I know, I tell them to tell their doctors about Premarin because there's alternative options, and it's Premarin's getting it's going down. It's getting less and less ever since 2004, but it's still out there. It's just more on the down low now. The farmers don't want a bad rep, so they're trying to stay quiet. And when I go to like demonstrations, I mainly do them with my Mustang right now, but I'll still put their stuff on the table and I'll give information about them to people passing by that are interested.
So you're getting to be kind of popular, and you're doing lots of demonstrations and entertainment type of things, right?
Yeah, I haven't done too many demonstrations. My biggest thing right now is like my confidence, where my horse is great, but I get a little bit nervous with myself. But I think I have about 3 lined up right now, and that's just from now until January. So it'll be exciting and it'll be good exposure for the Mustangs and the PMUs.
Okay. And Anne Marie said you're doing awesome. Do you know Anne Marie? These are all your friends. Hey, y'all, you should come back more often. This is the most comments we've ever had. So, you are training right now to go to the Mustang Magic in Fort Worth,
Yes.
and
Yep.
that is an invitation only event. So, tell us how you got involved with that.
So I've been in the adult division for 2 years now, and both my years, 2017 in Massachusetts and 2018 in Kentucky, I made top 10. So you have to make top 10 in a regular Extreme Mustang makeover to be invited to Magic. So from both of those times put together, I was invited for this year, and then I had to apply for Magic. And then from the group that applied, they had to select a certain number of trainers. And I
That's
was
awesome.
lucky to be selected this time.
That's great. So, is this your first Mustang Magic?
Yep. I could have done it last year, but timing didn't work out. I don't own my own facility. I've always been boarding or working out of other people's places. Like the place I'm at now, I'm the trainer here, the young horse starter here. So, and my boss
That's
is
great.
lucky. Oh, my boss is lucky enough to.
We had a phone drop, y'all.
My phone balanced on a jump cup standard right now.
Yeah. Hey, all the horse people will understand that.
Yeah. But I have a really great boss at Prosperity Farms, and she built me a Mustang set up here so I can keep doing my stuff here, and I have my PMUs here, and she's just been super supportive and great. And I think like I've finally found my place that I can kind of feel like I can call home in my own farm.
Yeah,
It's
that's
kind of
great.
nice being here, but I'm usually at barn to barn because I'm not from a horse family, so I don't have that already built up.
Yeah. And so the name of your business is Van Fleet Mustangs, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And people can find you at vanfleetmustangs.com.
Yeah. And my Facebook is still set up as Sam Van Fleet's Mustangs. Just I've had that since I got my first one, and I didn't realize in 2014 that I was gonna keep doing it every single year. So it kind of just turned into that, and now I'm training other breeds too, and it's not.
Okay. All right. So we want to send you lots of business because you're very talented.
Well, thank you.
So give us a little tour of the farm if you don't mind. Just kind of
Okay.
walk around and tell us, show us the facility and your horses and whatever you got there.
This is what my phone was just balancing on, but so this is, I think,
not too well though.
Yeah. A nice standard dressage ring, which is after the round pen, all the young horses graduate to the ring to ride, and then they go out in the field. And so
yeah, you're kind of frozen a little bit. I hope it'll come back. I can hear you, but I can hear you, but it's frozen. Oh wait, there you are. Yeah, you came back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we have about, I want to say 52 to 55 horses on the farm right now. There's also retirement horses here and everything, but we are mainly a training facility, and Andrea, which is the boss here.
Hey, somebody's talking to you.
We're getting into a noisy area.
Yeah. Hey, that's horse talk.
There's room for me to keep, and although I do all the rescuing, I believe in keeping a good quality horse out there too. So we don't do too much breeding, but they're very high quality horses that we have here. This is my Magic Mustang, Fiesta.
All right. Fiesta. Awesome.
She has been out of the wild for about a month now.
Yeah.
And she's just been in a stall for the past 3 days, I think.
Wow.
Just getting her used to it, getting her used to all the domestic life things.
Yeah, she's doing great for 3 days.
Yeah, she's coming around. She was pretty nervous at the start, but I take her out often, and I go in there with her often, and she's getting more comfortable. I haven't heard her voice actually until today, so now she's starting to like whinny and like interact and like food, which is nice.
That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I can still hear you, but you kind of are frozen every now and then. I think when you stop walking, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah, now I can see you.
Okay. This is one of my PMU foals. Her name is Calypso.
Okay.
This is my 4-year-old. Let's see if I can turn this around. She is hopefully going to be my little jumper.
Oh, nice.
But there's no rush. She's only for right now, but she is a goofball. I do Liberty and tricks with her too, and I'm hoping to start performing with her. And
yeah, I think you're gonna have to. I think you're gonna have to go back outside because I'm starting to lose your voice now.
Okay, I will go back out.
Yeah, we tried, folks. We tried to show you all the horses. Sorry about that. Sometimes it's difficult to have interviews with these equestrian people because they're not in the area that's got good reception. So we do the best we can. I hope y'all understand that.
I know. If I could have had them all tied to a fence post somewhere and just gone down the line, I would have. But it's feeding time right now, so they're all hungry.
They might not like you if you did that around feeding time.
Yeah, they wouldn't be the happiest.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, talk a little bit about your Liberty training, your trick training, and your clinics that you do.
Okay, so my Liberty training, I kind of put into everything. All of my training horses are started at Liberty. I have a very Liberty-based program, and what I mean by that is I'm not necessarily teaching them to do Liberty circles and do specific tricks and patterns per se at Liberty, but everything is off the line. I find it makes them less claustrophobic, and something different about me that I think most trainers don't do is I mount all of mine. For the first time, they don't have a halter on. So pretty much people see it as this person's crazy, this horse could just run off and gallop off. But with the amount of like preparation I do, they're ready to stand there. And I don't want to get on a horse if they're not ready for it. It's simple as that. I'm not a super big rush trainer. I'm slower and I let the horse be comfortable with everything until I go to the next step.
That sounds like a great idea.
I have my performance Liberty, which I do mainly with my personal Mustang right now. He's a little gray named Lynx. I got him for a youth Mustang makeover. He was my last year. He did really well. He won that competition, but I decided to keep that one. And I do Liberty with him, and he is more performance Liberty, where I can take him into an open ring and area and have him stay connected with me. And the type of Liberty I do training with the warm bloods, for the most part, is just they're off the lines. They have the ability to go where they want.
Okay. All right. Well, let me interrupt you real quick. I want to go back because a question came to my mind. Okay. You said you don't mount them until they're ready, but how do you know that they're ready?
I think I've started about 30 horses by now, I want to say, and wow. I haven't had a single issue with any of them not being ready. Just the amount of preparation I do with them. I do a little bit of round penning, but because they're young and they're, for the most part, warm bloods, I don't want them running in circles nonstop. I do round penning more to get their focus and attention, so it's not so much I want them to trot this much to lose energy, to get tired. I want to do it to get their focus. So some of them will just be round penning per se for a minute, and I'll feel like I have enough of their focus. And then I'll start with desensitizing, and they can feel free to leave or move away at any time. But then the work might get a little bit harder if they leave and move. So then they'll realize it's a little bit more safer and comfortable with standing still, and then they'll realize it's not a scary object. There's nothing to be worried about, and yeah.
Where did you learn all your techniques from? I know you said you taught yourself, but who did you watch? Did you watch someone?
No, not really.
No. So you're just a natural. That's awesome.
I did keep one of my Mustang makeovers. I kept my Mustang at Peter Whitmore in Orange, Mass, and I was able to watch him work with some of his horses, so I learned a little bit from him there. And then, like I said, this past summer, I was able to do a few different internships and shadow a few trainers, but that was mainly for the tricks and Liberty performance part.
Okay. All right. Now, and something else that's kind of impressive to me about you is that you're an English rider, and yet you're doing these Mustang events where most of the people are Western. So talk about that and how that makes you be different.
So this past makeover, there was about, I think, 45 competitors in Kentucky. And there was 3 to 5 English people out of the 45, which is more than usual, actually. And it's just kind of different because most of these people see Mustangs as Western horses from these events, just because that's what everyone rides. The judges for the events are Western, some sort of Western qualified judges. And not only is it easier for me to ride English, I feel like I can feel the horse better and actually just feel more of what they're thinking. If they're tense, if their shoulders bulging out more, I can do more with my body to help them. So then at these events, they see all these Western horses, and it's kind of nice that I can come in and be English because they can see they can ride English too. They could do jumpers. So it's just, I think it's good because I can show that they can do other disciplines too. It's a little different because I also start my horses in English saddles, and they'll wear Western saddles to desensitize from them or be comfortable with them. But I mainly start English because that's what I'm comfortable with.
Okay.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else that you want to share before we start to close this out?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Did I ask you everything? Did you say everything you want to say? I Okay. I want to ask you another question because, you're young, you're 19 years old. Where do you see yourself in, 5 to 10 years in this industry?
I hope to be able to help more people understand their horses better. I don't necessarily want to teach riding lessons, but I do a lot of liberty lessons, and I find I don't see liberty as like floof as most people might. They might see it as like kind of just a trick, but I see it as creating a better connection with your horse. So I'd like to be able to help people feel that connection and know what it feels like and understand their horses better. And I'm kind of right now incorporating that into the like really high level showing jumper dressage horses, those riders, which they pretty much get on the horse and ride and they just do their job and that's it. So I want to show how the groundwork is important and the obstacles are important and liberty and connecting with your horse and how that's going to help improve their ride and their communication and connection with their horse. So
That's
I want
awesome.
to, in like 5 years, I want to be able to help more people feel that. I still want to be getting Mustangs out of holding and saving PMU foals. I don't know. I might still be here. I'm hoping to be here still. Um, but we just have to see how everything works out.
Yeah. I see you getting your own facility and maybe your own, but Liberty Performance Tour that you're going to be famous that way.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of traveling. I like traveling a lot, so me settling down, it kind of is a perfect situation that I don't have a horse family because there's nowhere really that I have to settle down to. And I'm big on traveling. And I had a few job offers in California too, which is somewhere I've always wanted to like live at least for a little bit. So I don't know if in the future I'd travel there or I don't know. I don't think I'll be settled down in 5 years somewhere.
Okay. All right. And one last question, I'll let you go because I know you got to feed those horses.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for somebody who wants to do something similar?
Um, Kind of just follow your heart because there's gonna be people that you know don't think you can do it. There's gonna be a lot of people, and there's gonna be people that talk you down or try to put themselves on a pedestal above you, and you don't have to do anything about that or comment on that, but just stay true to yourself and listen to the horse.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've done is just listen to the horse, and um, I found a passion for liberty just because I thought it was interesting. My Mustang just started doing it one day by himself. I didn't know what I wasn't asking him to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. And he started doing it. And I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. Oh, this is like actually a thing people do.
So he showed you.
Huh?
He showed you how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from. He just wanted to stay close one day out in an open field. And I was like, okay. And just get as much exposure as you can and watch as many trainers as you can, and you're going to find things you like and you don't like with trainers, and you pick and choose and you add to your own big technique box and help every horse you can.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think you're natural at all this, and I think you're a good teacher and you speak well. So I think you're going to go really far in this industry.
Well, thank you.
All right, and I'm glad you contacted me, Sam. Glad we got to know you here on American Horse Talk.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, for more information on Sam Van Fleet, you can go to Sam Van Fleet's Mustangs on Facebook and also vanfleetsmustangs.com. Is that correct? I hope.
Yeah, vanfleetmustangs.com.
All right. All right, Sam. Well, thanks for joining us today. And come back again and tell us what happened in Fort Worth.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. And I'll have another Mustang by then too. And
yeah, starting on another one. There you go.
Yep.
You got the addiction just like everybody else.
Got the Mustang bite.
All right. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Thank you to the replay viewers. I know we get a lot of our replay views from people who are working during the day and watch us at night. So thank you so much for joining. Be sure to go to the American Horse Talk page to like it, to get our updates. You can comment on there. You have to be on the page, not the group, to make comments on the live feeds. And also go over to the American Horse Talk group and join it and talk horses over there and share love of country and love of horse. All right, Sam, talk to you later.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.